Alright guys, and welcome to episode 10 of this Road to Glory series with Salford City on FIFA 20. Last episode then, what a turnaround. We finally found the winning formula in terms of formations, didn't we? You know, it took us quite a while, quite a few games in. We have played 17 now and we are around mid-table, but 3 wins on bounce in that last episode and not a single goal conceded either. So I'd say that's a pretty decent performance. In terms of what I've done away from the camera, so to speak, we have put some loan offers in ready for January, so we are waiting to hear back on whether Smith Rowe and Markovic are interested in joining on loan. I did try looking at Longstaff, Ferguson and Valeri, and none of the teams wanted to let him go on loan. Well, Valeri, they didn't want to let him go on loan and said we can sign him permanently if we want him. With Longstaff and Ferguson, I was right. They both only have around 10 months left on the contract, so we can't approach them with loans, unfortunately. But we will wait to see what happens with Markovic and Smith Rowe. I can see Smith Rowe rejecting the offer just as Troy Parrott did, but hopefully Markovic will join and he will back up our striking options for the next couple of seasons, because I put 2 season loan offers in for both of them. With that said, we'll have a look at what's happening in today's episode. We're having a look at the calendar. So we have 2 games left in November. It starts at home against Swindon Town, and then we will be at home against Macclesfield. And then we will round out the episode and start December by travelling to Colchester. So 3 league games, 3 important games because we want as many points as we can get. Let's see if we can carry on where we left off last episode and keep up as winning ways. And that is quite surprising news. Emile Smith Rowe and Markovic have agreed to join us on loan. They will be joining at the start of the January transfer window, so that gives us options up front and, more importantly, an option on either wing, because Smith Rowe can play on either side, but he can also play in cam. So if Towell does need a break at any point, we have somebody who can step in that cam position. And we've also got the news that Lloyd has returned from injury, so he may be able to step up onto the bench. But more importantly, we have got the scout update back for the month, so we can have a look to see if we are going to find any decent goalkeepers. So far, looking at the potential of these, oh, there we go then. 6'2" Jonathan Robinson. He is getting, oh, what? We don't have the financial means to pull it off thanks to the loan deals, I would assume. I'll see if I can edit the budgets. He could end up being good as well, so we will leave him, Peter White. But Jamie Kelly is getting rejected, as is Bradley Moore, and as is Morgan Collins. Now, we'll leave them to be scouted further, but I won't delete the email. I'm going to see if I can adjust the budgets. I don't think there's any money left in the budget to do that, though. We have 16k in transfer budget. Does that mean that if I shift that all over to the wage budget, we might be able to sign that young goalkeeper? Let's have a look. I don't know if... I would assume it's wage budget that you need. So, let's go back to my emails. Can we now sign Jonathan Robinson? No. We can't sign either of them, which is going to be a problem, because I've got a feeling that he might get snapped up by someone else. Then again, we do have money coming in from the player that we agreed the sale of, don't we, for January. So hopefully that 100 grand that goes into transfer budget means we will be able to pick up one of them youth players. For now, let's crack on with first game of this episode. We are at home against Swindon. We've had to make some heavy changes to our starting lineup thanks to the international break. Unfortunately, League 2 games still carry on. So Lloyd, who's just returning from injury, comes back in place of Sigurdarsson. Maynard replaces Figuera, and Rooney comes in for Towell in cam. Look at Swindon's lineup. It'll be interesting to see what formation they play.
Thank you. Enjoy the game.
They said there's any players that I recognise. It is a 4-2-3-1, so they match us player for player. Alright, makeshift team could be an excuse if we need it, but I'm hoping we don't. Oh, Wiseman's get it away already. Put him under pressure. Here's McGlip. Going to Haynes. We are stepping off and we shouldn't. That's Anderson. Ball played through in behind. Oh, Leathern, what are you doing, son? He just flailed at that, didn't he? He fell over. That all started with Wiseman losing ball out on wing. Not ideal, but how the striker managed to put goal in from there is beyond me. Leathern, you're not doing yourself any favours. Should have done much better with that. Burgess onto Maynard. He's going to have to work hard in that Figueira role. Here's Lloyd. Lloyd finds Manny. Can we find Rooney? We can. Can he get in the box? He can. Or his shot, does it pick up a deflection or it was just poor? I'm not sure if defender did get a foot in. Rooney wins the ball. He's going to have to hold it up. There's Micklebust, who had a great trio of games in the last episode, didn't he? Let's be honest. That's not offside, but we don't win the ball. There's Yesemi. Friars. Back to Curran. Friars again. Forward to the winger. There's McGlip. Thought we'd cut that out. Didn't get a foot on it. Anderson has got him behind. Leathern's coming. Oh, it were a good save, but that's a simple tapping on the goal line. We have been hit and quick as well, and Leathern did so well, but they got really lucky with that deflection. The save bounces straight off the striker. I don't know why my team suddenly feels like they can't play. Obviously we have made some changes. Rooney losing out. Here's Anderson. Yates. Burgess let him get the wrong side of him. Easy save for Leathern. Roll that out. Play out at back. Defender. Why? Why? That's offside, surely. No, that is a goal. Oh my days. No, it were offside. Thank Christ for that. I have no idea what we are doing in defence at the minute. And none of the changes I've made have been in defence. That's the shocking thing. There's Friars. Anderson. Ball blocked and then headed away. Maynard upfield onto Manny. Oh, Manny trying to play it in behind for Lloyd. There's Haynes. Get his head on it. We do. It's Walker. Micklebust on for Rooney. Rooney turns well. And there's the half-time whistle. That came at the wrong time, didn't it? Just as we were on attack at the break. We are losing 2-0. I think this is why we need the loan signings that have come in. We might also have to look at seeing if we can promote from the youth team. We do have that one decent player, don't we, in midfield, who looks like he might be able to do a job already. But we obviously have serious squad depth issues when the first team is out, because we lost 3 players to the international break and we already look like an entirely different team, which is worrying. Here's Micklebust on to Rooney. He's not going to get inside. I think he were offside anyway. I don't know why linesman bothered to flag. We'd lost the ball then. A nice attacking move at least. It was good to get forward. Here's Isgrove. McGlip. Ball kept. Toure lunges and Isgrove is going to burst away from him. Can we head that way? We can't. It only goes as far as Haynes. And wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. We dealt well with it at first. Ball comes back in. It hits us on... Looks like it hits Hogan on the arse. Bounces off straight to the attacker. And he just slides in but can't get near it. And Leathern did get an hand to it as well. But he just still turned it in his own net. Lloyd is past cut out. Micklebust again. Although this time he does get it away. It's Lloyd and Isgrove down on this wing. Isgrove turns him. I have to go back. It's McGlip. I'm getting behind. I'm having to drag the defender out. Oh, he missed. He's going to get the pass through the middle. And wow. We have been turned inside out by Swindon. And my team are going to get a right royal rollicking because they have been shocking. Here's Friars getting forward on overlap. Headed down by Hogan. And it's Toure forward to Maynard. It's back to Maynard. Manny could really do with your pace at minute, mate. And we do find him. He's going to have to turn inside. He's going to get in shooting position. Oh, great save by McCormick. That is too little too late though. We are in injury time. Keeper's going to have that in it. Yep, keeper takes that. We're not going to score. Not even a consolation. Hopefully, this is the only game where we're going to be without senior players. And there it is, the final whistle. It ends Salford 0, Swindon Town 4. Well, that were about as disappointing as things can get, weren't it? Especially coming off that high from last episode. We are going to quickly do the training. Some decent growth on Evans, but he remains at 53 rated. Larson is the player that we may have to look at calling up, because when we have injuries or international breaks, we suffer from losing players and having a distinct lack of replacements. Just need to turn this around in next game. I've dropped to 19th in table. Right, let's see if we can turn things around for match 2 then, shall we? We are fortunately back to full strength. We have got Towell, Sigurdarsson and Figueira back in the starting lineup. Hopefully that makes the difference. Let's see what Macclesfield line up with in terms of formation. It is a 5-2-1-2. So hopefully opportunities in midfield for us, although defence is going to be difficult. Right, we owe these home fans a better performance than last time out, don't we? Hopefully we can get them. We've just lost the ball though straight away. That's Gumee, Kirby. Oh, Figueira tracking much better. This is more like the kind of performance that we want. Gumee has got between us. And well done, Figueira. Is the defender going to keep that in? He is. Pearson keeps it in. Here's Kirby. Gumee. Pearson again. Ball into Stevens. Head that away. Well done, Burgess. And Towell picks it up. It is Sigurdarsson that's chasing it. Horsfall wins it. Here's Pearson. He gets past Torre. Ball crossed in, but it's up and over everybody. Surely they're not going to keep that up. No, they're not. They're not going to keep it in. It is out for a throw. Spots Walker making a run, but tries playing it in behind, and Clark's there to mop it up. There's Kellerer, Vassell, onto Horsfall. Because that 5 at back is going to be quite difficult to break down. Where's Wiseman? Why has he drifted inside? And, ooh, Leathern would not have had that if it were on target. Well cut out by Burgess. There's Figueira. Towell plays it backwards. Hogan out wide to Wiseman. It's back through to Hogan. Picked up in middle by Figueira. He finds Torre. It's played down the wing to Sigurdarsson. He pulls it back. Ball crossed in at back stick. Oh, Walker can't put it back across. Figueira win the header. He does. It's Towell didn't bother trying to chase it, and Figueira obviously thought he were challenged unfairly then. It's Gumee, well done Burgess, and Figueira can bring that forward. It's played to Rooney. Walker finds Towell. He did turn his man. Does he go and ender it? He does, but it's wide. No, it picked up a wicked deflection. Can we head this down? We can. It is picked up by Micklebust. That's Walker. Back to Micklebust. He loses out to Gumee, the big striker. Well done, Walker. It is Wiseman looking for Walker again. And find him. He's not going to keep that in. Oh, he is. Just. He's bringing it through the middle. Finds Figueira. Back to Walker again. He's going to go for a shot. Deflected. Figueira goes for a long-range drive, but that's miles over in end. Leathern looks to play this long. We are in injury time. Rooney did win the header, I think, but it headed down to the Macclesfield player. Here's Pearson. And there's the ref's whistle. It is all squared at half-time. 0-0. Sigurdarsson chasing as Pearson takes the throw. And it's through the middle to Kirby. It's Gumee that picks that up. Stevens. Not the wrong side, but Pearson were offside. But says got the wrong side of Torre. Fortunately, linesman's flag saves us. Oh, that were tight. Looking for Sigurdarsson. We do find him. There's Micklebust again. He's roaring forward. Played onto Towell, looking to get in behind. Vassell got a foot to that. Has it gone out for a... It's gone out for a goal kick, I think. No, a corner. I thought we'd got a foot to that with Toure. Right. Let's play this corner in. Out, swinger, keeper comes to punch. I quite like my players to react quicker. There's Sigurdsson. Lays it back. It's on to Toure. Sigurdsson going to look for a cross. Can he find it? That is whipped in. Out. Back to Kirby. Here's Ironside. He's trying to take it out wide. And it comes up against Figueira. There's Horsfall. Forward to Kirby. Stevens to Pearson. He's got the wrong side of Toure, and this time he's onside, but his pass is straight to Leatheran. Micklebust. There is Rooney. It's on to Towell. Oh, he's blocked off by Horsfall. It's picked up by Figueira, and he gets ball away. There's Blythe. Cut out by Burgess. Looking for Toure to get forward. He does. Towell on for Micklebust. He's going to go for a shot, and it's an easy save for goalkeeper Charles Cook. And we are going to make some subs now then. It's Micklebust coming off, so is Rooney. It's Whitehead and Desarouwe that come on in their place. There is Manny. First act is to pass the ball to the other team. Vassell gets that forward. Ball won in air. Well done, Sigurdsson. There's Sigurdsson drifting inside. It's Towell. Can we find Walker? Oh, Walker's cross. Tried to drill it back across, looking for Manny. Let's win that header. We do. Well done. Toure. Towell. On to Whitehead. He's got fresh legs. Is he going to go for a shot from distance? Oh, turned around post by Charles Cook. We've got a bit of height to aim for now. Except Manny's just drifted away from where I wanted him. There is Towell picking that up. It's Burgess. Back onto Towell. Walker. Falls to Towell again. Oh, he's dispossessed. That's put out for a corner. We are into injury time. It's been a much better performance this game. Now we've got as stars returning. That's punched away by keeper. Towell to Whitehead. He goes for a shot from distance, and again a big save by the goalkeeper. Gonna try and tear a defender away. That's going to be keeper's ball. Yeah, keeper clutches it gratefully to his chest, and it is going to end all square. Looking at this, we have played 3 minutes of 2, and there is the ref's whistle. This game does end in a draw. Salford 0, Macclesfield 0. Slightly better than the last game then, although I would have obviously preferred to win, but at least we didn't ship any goals. That's the important thing. That was a good training session. I've not seen any overall growth, but some individual stats have gone up. Look at Micklebust's vision for a young, like 17-year-old. It's crazy. Oh, well, it seems we have we got another cup game? Yeah, FA Cup game is the next game. It looks like things have been changed around with the calendar. We'll have a quick look. Yes, we are going to be playing an FA Cup game. I'm guessing this is round 1. We are against Colchester, who we will be playing next episode, looking at that. So we are playing another League 2 team. The game that we would have been playing has been moved, it seems. FA Cup could do without, couldn't we? But a decent cup run will bring money in. That actually might do us a favour as well, thinking about having no money in the budget to sign youth players at minute. So maybe a cup win would be a good thing if we can get one. Obviously got some unhappiness with Whitehead as squad monthly reports come in for the youth players. We'll have a quick look at that. 77 to 85 on Mo now, 69 to 83 on Alfie Evans, and 64 to 80 on Olav Larsson. It's not as good as it could have been, but at least we've got a better idea of what some of these are going to look like now, with dynamic potential as well. I mean, Larsson's already one rated higher than his lowest end of his potential, so we could possibly look to call him up. If we can, we can promote him then. So we can promote from the youth team, but we just can't sign young players. I'm guessing it's the value, we just don't have the money for it. Yeah, his value is 210 grand. We'll leave him there again. Again, I'm not going to delete that email. We've had a training injury as well. Who's injured? Luke Armstrong, that's fine. He's not a player that gets game time with us, is he? We'll delete that squad report. We've got a player that's having a whinge as well. It's Danny Whitehead in central midfield. He came on last game. Learn from experience. He's still very unhappy. He's going to be though, isn't he? He's not playing. We've got another round of training. Simulate them. Micklebust's rating has gone up to 65 and Mo has gone up to 62 as well. That's what I like to see. Real growth in training. Game time is doing Micklebust a favour as well though. It is time for game number 3 of 3 in this episode then. We are in FA Cup action and it is a game that I would quite like to win just because I wanted to add a little bit of money to the transfer budget if we can, just to try and sign that youth player. First FA Cup game of the season for us then, and we are at home, so we've got home advantage. We make no changes from last time. We had a decent performance and we are playing a League 2 team as well. Let's see if Colchester, how they're going to line up.
Thank you.
Again, can't really say I recognise any of the players. It is a 4-2-3-1, so they start the same formation as us. Well, the first game of today's episode started with a 4-2-3-1, didn't it? And that didn't go down right well. But we had a lot of changes in the lineup for that game. And I think that is what cost us. Cohen Hall did really well to steal that back. Here's Pell. Lapsley. Win that header. We do. Well done, Wiseman. Micklebust. Knocked on. Oh, Walker. Does come away with ball. Let's return to Micklebust. And we find a pass. Oh, it's cut out. Here's Issa. Bags back to clamp in. That's picked up. Micklebust through middle. Towel. Turns his man brilliantly. And can't find Rooney in behind. He's hacked up field. Figuera didn't win the ball. It's Norris. Back to Issa. Cut out by Micklebust. Thought the defender had run wrong way then. I was just trying to play that cheeky little pass. How did we not come away with ball then? There's Lapsley. Back to Issa. Pell coming forward. Figuera can't get the ball. Wiseman, you need to keep up. There's Fernandez. Oh, he turned Wiseman brilliantly, and they've got in the box. It's gone back out wide though, and that's roof of the net. Poor cross, but crosses like that can actually be dangerous, can't they? Because they start drifting towards the keeper. Here's Micklebust picking up that loose ball. Be interesting to see if that change in ratings is noticed. Oh, Figuera, what were that touch? I know that a lot of these issues are ones that have been addressed with career mode since the day one update and subsequent updates, but I hope to God that they have made improvements on some of these glitches in career mode, because stuff like that where players that are meant to be chasing a ball will just actively sit off are frustrating. Big block and shot turned round the post by Leathern, and they are going short this time. Colchester, they're going to try something different. Here's Issa, ball crossed in. Wiseman nods it on for Towel. I know you're not the quickest, but Sigurdsson is. Are we going to be able to get inside and get the shot off? That is the question. Can we find that pass? No, and it was nearly turned into his own net by Kensdale. Corner to Colchester, 36 minutes played. It has been pretty end-to-end stuff, this. Figuera with the header is out. Wiseman, do better. Keeper does come for it though. Leathern did well, and he hoofs it upfield, but it's nowhere near anybody. I actually didn't tell him to hit that as well, by the way. Which is interesting. And Colchester have taken the lead. No. Have they? Yeah, they have. I thought it were offside for a minute. It is offside. Alright. Linesman's flag saves us. See how far offside he were. It's a little bit unfortunate that he got stuck on defender then, didn't he? But I'm not going to complain. I'm going short with this. There's Hogan onto Burgess. Oh, Burgess, what are you doing? Is this where Colchester make up for the fact that they've just been screwed? Yes, it is. Colchester have got the goal that they've just been shafted out of by the linesman's flag, and it is the same goal scorer again. It is Issa. Burgess caught in possession, stolen from him by Issa, and he goes it alone. I was thinking he were going to go for pass then, cut it across box. But no, Issa goes it alone and curls it in. Leathern should have done better with that. I know it's a cup, and I said that the cup didn't matter as far as I was concerned at start of season, like any at cups. Well done. And Toure finds Sigurdarsson. He's coming inside. Knocked on for Micklebust. And there's the ref's whistled again, just as we're attacking at the breaks. Salford 0, Colchester 1. You were stood we in like a yard away at ball went. Well cut out by Sigurdarsson this time. And it is Towell. He's going to look to cut inside. Defender stronger than him. Richie, you're meant to be our main creative outlet in midfield. It's Micklebust tracking back. Trying to help Wiseman. Wiseman dropped off. Why? Wiseman did well. Just enough on that ball to make a nuisance of his send then. And shot saved by Leathern. It was a poor choice actually though from the winger then, because he had options in field. Oh, Towell. That were a nice little touch. Can we win that back? We can. Well done, Figueira. And it's Sigurdarsson. Can he keep it in? He can. And that is in to Towell. He's going to go for a shot. Great save by Gherkin. Again, like I said, FIFA, some of these glitches have been glaring. And they're really showing. I'm hoping, for the sake of people that have started career modes since the patches, that these issues are going to be ones that have been fixed. Come on, Figueira, out muscle you, man. I know you're tiny. Ball comes in. Well done, Burgess. Oh, get it away, and that's it back at net. That should not have happened. They do not deserve that, but just didn't react quick enough. It's Burgess again. Burgess has had an awful episode. He's made mistakes in every single game. And I know, like I said, FA Cup don't matter. We're concentrating on league, so getting knocked out at cups means we ain't got extra games, but wow. Sigurdarsson beats his man. Can he get in the box? That is the question. Oh, Rooney. Ball got stuck under his feet and defender beats him to it. Burgess is on the floor. He's going to leave us exposed at back if he's not careful. That's exactly what he has done. We've gone out wide. It is Cowan Hall. And Wiseman with a good defensive header. Rooney. Towell. Towell caught in possession this time. And easy save for Leverin to make. First sub at game then. It is Richie Towell coming off. And Adam Rooney dropping into Cam so that Manny Desarouwe can play up front. It's Cowan Hall. Oh, Norris beats his man. There's Junior. Cut that out. We do. Get away cheaply. Automatically as well, because I didn't tell the defender to pass. Leathern forced into a save. Oh, ref. What you doing? That were a foul. Players are clearly tired, but there's the full-time whistle. It does end in another loss. We are out of the FA Cup, just like the Carabao Cup. It is Salford 0, Colchester 2. Well, that were a disappointing way to finish the episode, weren't it? We are, luckily, not having to play Colchester straight away in the next episode. That game has been rescheduled to the first week of January. I assume there's some sort of fixture clash. Maybe it's due to the fact that Colchester are through to the next round at FA Cup. I don't know. But that game has been moved. But yeah, what a shit way to end that episode. Because it's a bit of a come down from last episode, isn't it? We were doing so well last episode, and then it's just complete turnaround this one. At least, you know, we got 1 league point, and we are only down in 17th, but it's difficult because my expectations for Season 1 are completely different at board. The board expect us to get promoted, whereas I were expecting a solid mid-table finish. And at minute, we are sort of a little bit below mid-table, all things considered, but that's kind of where I was expecting us. But the board have got other ideas. Still, we'll see how we do at end of season. If we can finish in top half at table, I'll consider that a job well done. But whether board feel the same or not entirely sure about that. For now though, guys, that is where we are going to leave this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you twat that thumbs up button and twat that subscribe button to keep up with content on channel. Social media links are all in the description below, feel free to follow me, and other than that, cheers for watching, and as usual, I shall see thee next episode.